We know that they got the Dahomey Amazons. And this is what the movie was written, all about the woman king, right? So now they got this image of these African Amazons, right? When in reality, we know we're in, according to the hijack perspective, Northwest Africa. But how did they get their name? The Dahomey Amazons, get it bigger, were a FON, F-O-N, all-female military regiment of the Kingdom of Dahomey. So there are military regiment serving this king of Dahomey. All right, these Amazons, they're under Queen Khalifa, the ones we talk about. They're not under the king of Dahomey. They're not under the politics of West Africa or Benin. All right. Love to them, but we're talking original Amazons, not duplicates, right? So that existed from the 17th century unto the 19th century. We're not talking 17th century. We're talking when the Spaniards rode up on us. We're talking Amazons centuries before these queens. Love to these queens because I know they held it down. But before they even got this title, we're talking original Amazons when we talk Amazon. They are one of the few documented female armies in modern history. They were named Amazon by Western Europeans who encountered them. Who's these Western Europeans in Spain, in Italy, Portugal? Oh, we're talking the Moors. Are we still talking Moors? So they were called Amazon by these Moorishes in Western Europe that say, you remind us of somebody. You remind us of these Amazon queens in America, man. So they were named Amazon by the European. The Black European, you know what I mean? Due to the story of the female warriors of Amazons in Greek mythology. And here we go with the myth. Because we know Scaliger and Petavis added over 1,000 years to all native people, all native tribes, on all native lands. And this Greek mythology is really their mythos based on India Superior. This is based on Atlantis and all that, right? So we still in America. What came first? You can't. These Amazons ain't got nothing to do with Greece. These Amazons got everything to do with Kalalus, everything to do with Shambhala, man. You know what I'm saying? India Superior. So, this is just, you could read more about the Dahomey, but please know we're talking the originals when we talking Amazon. We're talking Queen Khalifa, right? We're talking the beautiful Queen Khalifa. She's the head of these Amazons. And now we can try to imagine Queen Khalifa and her dragons in them that they want to call mythology, so-called Black Amazon Queen. We're talking California named after Khalifa, right? Because she is the emblem, right, of California. She's really the emblem of America. Remember that painting that we had, with this beautiful queen, and it says, "This is the emblem of America." I wonder if they took that off the internet. I'm gonna put this in just for them, man. Black Indians. Emblem of America. I gotta just do that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Glad we found it. This is the emblem of America, man. So it's my belief that this is also a depiction of Queen Khalifa holding it down when they got here, ready for war, ready for action. Right, they got this depiction here. America. They say Moors in America. No, we're talking the Queen. We're talking the Queen. We're talking Queen Sheba. Right? Then they tried to flip it into this image. Right? Now we got this stank ass image. Right? Huh? She got feathers on, but now they have iconoclastic. Iconoclastic, the Queen. Look, now we got this stank ass image. And look at the little black Indians, right? Tiny Indians with this giantess hijack emblem of America. When it all started out like this. She's like, damn, hijack city. This is an emblem of America. Indigenous North Americans, man. Stop playing, man. Huh? You better stop playing with Queen Khalifa. You better stop playing with the Queen. Let's talk about the Queen. Let's talk about the Queen. Published in 1510, Queen Khalifa is this legend or fact? The Black Amazon Queen, after whom California is named. People in general, and the Moors love try to claim her, try to make her a Moabite, try to make her all these other things. When she over there representing Shem on the front lines fighting the Spaniards that were the Moors. The Spaniards were the Moors. What you mean she's a Moor? Oh, she's a Moor. She fighting your ass. If she's a Moor, why are you doing treaties on this queen? This queen's fighting the Spaniards. You come over here with treaties of peace and friendship. Huh? Make that make sense. If you want to claim her for your Moabite tribes, then why are you coming over here conquering her and her people? You gotta make it make sense. You can't claim all so-called black people as part of the Moorish Confederacy when you're at war with other so-called black people. Somebody's not rocking with your Confederacy. You seem to be Confederate against us. Oh, HaWah, don't hold your silence. Oh, HaWah, don't hold your peace. Be not still, HaWah. We need some action. These people tripping. Your enemies are in an uproar. It's a more and more war. And they that hate you have lifted up the head, and they hold crafty counsel, crafty conversations against your people. What is crafty converse, man? It means you're behind the scenes, hiding your conversations, right? We don't know what you're talking about. You're meeting in Switzerland. Private meetings, private treaties. More and more war. They hold crafty converse against your people, HaWah. They mad at us because we are HaWah's people. HaWah says in Amos 3, you only of all the families have I known. Hasharah, so I'm gonna take this anger out on you if you don't listen, because I don't know nobody else. I didn't give them the law. I didn't give them the code. I don't expect these hijacks to keep the code. I expect you to keep the code. So you could be the head, not the tail, and have protection in this frequency I've created for you. I want you to be in peace and paradise. I want you to be in ShaLaWam. I want you to be in the promised land. But you can't come over here stinking up the place. You can't come over here with your gods. You're going to be in solitary, boss, many days until you clean up your act. You're going to be lonely many days without me. You'll see. You want them? You can have them. You want those guys? They going to abandon you too. You're going to be so lonely. They're going to abandon you too. You think Jesus gonna save you, man? Or you think HaWah's gonna save you? You better make up your mind. People say save yourselves. You know how you save yourself? By being in order. Same way with your diet, same way with your routine. That's how you preserve your life. Nothing wrong with order, Khan. You save yourself by being in order, and with the order comes all this magical, mythological, magi flow. And you got to believe in yourself again. That's how you save yourself. We're not just saying, oh, sky daddy, crack the sky and save us. We say we got to save ourselves by being in code with what the creator created for us to flow in. The magi we naturally have, the elements, the frequency, the dragons are real. The living water is real. Your unity needs to be real. Your priest king is real, so the flock needs to be real, because the shepherd is real. We didn't have to go outside our tribe to get a shepherd. We didn't have to go to Muhammad to get a shepherd. We have a shepherd in our flock already. Khan David is forever. One shepherd forever. Ezekiel 37. We got receipts for Khan David, man. All through the Tanakh, the imprint is there. What do you have for JC in the Tanakh? And don't tell me the Quran is some correction of the Tanakh. Because the Jews don't rock with the Tanakh. They rock with the Talmud. The Christians don't rock with the Tanakh. They rock with the New Testament. So who's going to rock with the Tanakh if the Jews don't rock with the Tanakh and the Christians don't rock with the Tanakh and the Muslims don't rock with the Tanakh? It's just open for someone to rock and wear the shoes of the Hebrew, the Kards, the Karakata, the melanated Khans of the pure Cathay, Promised Land. Kaleluz, Ania. They hold crafty converse against your people. They take counsel against your treasured ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Is the story getting clear? Is the picture getting clear? That the name of Israel may be no more, and you don't remember it, man. That's the prophecy's true. HaWah said it, man. You don't remember yourself. Because someone that looks like you has cut you off from being a nation. Who? They have come together with one consent. Who? Against you do they make a covenant? Who, boss? The tents of Edom, Black Edom, Black Ishmael, Black Moab, Black Hagarites, Black Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistia, Tyre, Assyria, black-ass children of Lot have made a confederacy. Consulted together with one consent. Their unity is their greatest weapon. Your unity is your greatest weapon. All it takes is a remnant to unify. And you got to unify around a code. Most High over everything, KTC. That's how you unify, not a doctrine, not a religion. The code. No killing each other, no stealing from each other, no bearing false witness on your brother. No covetous, don't be jealous of each other. Simple things, keep your ShaBat, right? Let's go. This queen was a code keeper. She wasn't rocking all that, heebie-jeebie, man. You know what I'm saying? She was rocking with Solomon. She was rocking with Dawid. What they say, the Amazons, The Amazon queens were on the front line. Oh, they are said to have excluded men from their society, but we know when we read the Prester John letter that he admits that they were all married and they would come together like a few times a year at least, bearing their children and doing their thing, even though they were at war, right? So they couldn't really rock together like they wanted to because they were at war. So they kind of, did it for protection. And these warlike enterprises to have conquered and alarmed surrounding nations, some writers treat these accounts as fables. Some writers treat these accounts as fables, right? Rago. Okay. So this name has been given to some American females on the banks of the largest river in the world who joined their husbands. They are married. They didn't exclude their husbands. They are married in attacking the Spaniards in the more-on-more war. Because we know what Charles Kento looked like. So let's get some clarity. They were joined with their men, right? However, they did their battle plan. They were joined by their kings, and the kings were joined by their queens. Simple. Hit the easy button. All right. So one source maintains that the Spaniards, upon arriving along the California shores, saw a number of black people with ships. They asked the Indians who were they, and the Indians replied that these black curly-haired people were of the land of California and traded with people across the sea, the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so let's pop off. Now I want to try to keep this around the 2-hour range this time, so let's get it, man. So they say when the Spaniards, right? So just pay attention to the timeline. Spaniards, right? 1400s, 1500s, right? So when they came up, these Amazon queens were already there. So they call this a myth, right? When it was just happening. And even Columbus, talks about the island of women and all this stuff that he encountered. These queens are on the front line with their kings, right? Black curly-haired people were of the land of California and traded with people across the sea, the Pacific Ocean, by selling back and forth. I don't know about you, but I'm more inclined to believe the Native American Indians selling from the Pacific Ocean, and trading seems more likely regarding this legend. Shout out to Sola, Sola, man, yeah. Where were these black Californians going to in the Pacific? It is most likely they were trading with people in Hawaii or as far as South Pacific, man. Shout out to Kamehameha, Kamai, right? All these other Nagas, the Philippines, right? Remember the Philippines were, look, man. So this is all taking place a couple hundred years or so before what they're picking up here as these major wars in American history. But even though we know Chickamauga, right? Those that did not sign these treaties with the Cherokee, they're called the Chickamauga. They were on the front line, right, for the first 20 years. All right, this is after this Amazon flow, right? Then it goes into the Tecumseh War, right? And then now we got the Seminole War, and all this is still the Chickamauga Wars. So same tribes, same Israelite tribes. This is how long you've been fighting from these 1400s and Spaniards and Amazon queens, all the way up, man, hundreds and hundreds of years of fighting the hijack. Hundreds and hundreds of years of fighting the hijack. And if Khalifa's popping off in 1400s, man, you bet you bet your ass, man, that means Solomon and David are more recent than the 12th century. And of course, we know we got the living water, we got the fountain of youth. So the 12th century is not the end of David, of the Solomon flow. You know what I'm saying? Of your magi, of your priest kings, of your priest queen. They're talking Philippines. We're talking Texas Indian Wars, Mexico Wars, and yes, Philippine War. All throughout the 1900s, who were they at war with? Were they at war with the same people? Were they at war with the same Nagas that Queen Khalifa and the Amazons were visiting, right? In fact, when Magellan arrived in the Philippines, there were large numbers of negritos, right? Niggas, Nagas, who were well organized. I said, say it with me, boss. Well organized. United tribes. And according to some sources, a strong population, that's African presence in early age. No, we're talking Americans, man. Love to Ivan Van Sertima, but you ain't gonna bring us to Africa, boss. They already are here. We're talking copper color, Nagas found here. Definition of an American. Okay. I mean, I'm just getting some of this, man. But we know we're talking gold, cities of gold, right? Sheba, right? Means what? Daughter of the 7 cities of gold. Khan. I mean, all this is happening. Why not go right in our face, ball? So when we put this together, we say, yo, this is recent history. They talking about Columbus Day. We're talking about the invasion of regal royal Nagas right here in India Superior, boss. And I'm just going to get this excerpt from this Eli Yahoo project, and they took this website down. But I'm just so grateful that we, at least printed this out. I did screenshot it, but for some reason they didn't let me pull it up. So I emailed it to myself like 7-8 times. It's not even popping up in my email. So I do have it on my screenshot on my phone. I do have a printed out copy, and I'm just going to read, a couple paragraphs and pay attention to the timelines. We're talking high Amazon queens. We're talking Queen Khalifa in it, right? So let's go.